Insomniac Games, famous for its Spyro the Dragon series on PlayStation, went undercover for years developing its most impressive new 3D platformer. Rachet and Clank, a hybrid game involving an arsenal of weapons and a big bag of bolts for currency. While players play through a series of platform-style missions, they're meant to attack, arm, and defend themselves by different means, which is where the game stands out most from the system's other big platformer, Jak and Daxter: The Precursor Legacy. Story: Ratchet and Clank situates players in a fantasy world of messy, destructive aliens and young, rogue daredevils waiting for their chance to shine. Ratchet is a young upstart, a vaguely furry alien creature who fixes things. He's the classic young male character desperately trying to leave home in search of adventure, riches, and perhaps fame and glory too. But what is he exactly? Insomniac has carefully avoided explaining precisely what he is, other than to say he's furry and an alien. There is no real backstory, nothing. He's a quintessential platform character. Pointed ears, furry, looks cool, gadgets, hoverboards, etc. And naturally, he's got attitude. Clank, on the other hand, is a robot on the run. The evil Blarg race has moved off its planet, polluted and overpopulated beyond recognition, and plans to build an entirely new planet using resources from other planets, at their expense and demise, of course. Clank was to be used as parts for the new rebuilding process, but instead he takes off his spacecraft, and his spacecraft is shot down in Ratchet's backyard. They meet, discuss the horrible state of the world, and team up to do something about it. Gameplay for this game. Ratchet and Clank is a solid platformer, built on many well-established premises. You jump, smack, and run, while collecting stuff, and in doing so, you open up new items and worlds. You use dexterity and hand-eye coordination, classic definition of a platformer in this regard, though it does put a slightly new spin on the genre. Players are monetarily rewarded for beating up enemies and for collecting, and the rewards aren't new levels, they're more powerful weapons and gadgets. There is no limit to the amount you can collect, so there is always the ability to return to previous worlds in which enemies respawn to collect more. Ratchet can perform various moves. The basic move set consists of walk, run, swim, jump, double jump, hang, run, shimmy, and sideways jump. With Ratchet's wrench, the game's default tool, he can hit enemies from in front, jump up to perform a jump attack, and he can throw it out like a boomerang, a medium-length projectile, and Ratchet never loses the ability to use the wrench. Clank is pretty useless at first, but as players progress, the two buy parts to modify and improve his abilities. After only 2 levels, by purchasing an upgrade at Owl's, the 2 RoboShock check, Clank provides players with a helipack upgrade, enabling long jumps and high jumps, exactly like those found in Super Mario 64. Later on that becomes a jetpack upgrade, and so forth. After about 10 levels, players find that they're loaded with weapons and gadgets, modifications and whatnot, enabling both Ratchet and Clank some extraordinary and highly entertaining moves. Graphics for this game. When it comes to looks, however, Insomniac's game is an impressive looking contender, regardless of the planets they're on. The landscapes in which Ratchet and Clank live are beautiful, well-crafted affairs with a feeling of having been heavily examined, tested, and finally polished. These worlds are artfully created, packing an amazing quantity of polygons and textures, with nary an analyzing problem and no shimmering at all. The game boasts a 60 frames per second world without ever a hitch, and it runs smoothly and seamlessly. The best level to show off the game's graphic abilities, in my opinion, is Metropolis on planet Kerwin. Streams of traffic zip across the airscape, while incredibly high skyscrapers appear to reach miles into the sky. Ratchet and Clank play high up in the buildings, where it seems one can view the city for miles at end. Players can zip line from island to island through the massive space, or travel along a space train. Everything shows off an excellent polished look with solidly built polygons and clean textures. Conclusion for this game. Ratchet and Clank is a genuinely enjoyable experience, even if it's neither the most innovative nor original one I've ever had. The game is a platformer through and through, with the weapons altering its shape here and the monetary system pulling out its edges there. But it's a massive game that requires a good long time to beat, and compared to other games in this genre, its length and depth of challenge are highly commended. Ratchet and Clank gets 8 bolts out of 10.